Everybody's having convos over COVID.
Convos over COVID with Queen Mixxy. This is the part 2 of the episode. We have the Royal Mixxy on the show because she is a bit of a economic expert and titaness and just all things wonderful. And she has a lot of information to a lot of questions that people are asking right now. So we're going to be breaking down this episode into 4 parts. This is completely a economic how-to episode. So we're going to break this into 4 parts. We're going to jump through these questions. We're going to get the answers. Later in the week, we're going to have an open forum question where you guys can talk with Ms. Mixxy here to figure out to answer personal and individual questions you have. But we have 4 kind of big things that are big questions and constant questions of the uncertainty of what's going on right now. And so we're going to jump right in. Are you ready, Queen Mixxy?
Ready, ready, ready.
Thank you so much for being on for 2 episodes. No one's been on for 2 episodes yet.
Well, I am royalty.
I've asked other people, and they've said that they have to go outside, which seems weird because no one's allowed.
Oh, we outside? They was on the hashtag be outside?
Be outside. Now I'm starting to think they were avoiding me. Okay, so this was passed yesterday, but can you explain to us a little bit better what is the COVID-19 stimulus bill?
Well, basically, it's a $2 trillion bill to kind of give relief to business owners, individuals, college students, airlines, healthcare, big business relief because of this unexpected pandemic that happened. So everyone's strapped for cash, the stock markets are down, and we got to come with a plan before we're in worse than the Great Depression, which I feel like we already are a little bit, but trying to save whatever we can at this point.
Maybe learning from that to make smarter choices.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the second part of, or the second question. Who would be people who get this? You mentioned small businesses and stuff like that, but who does and does not qualify for the checks that will be going out? And a lot of people are wondering, not only am I a person who would get this check, but with tax season going on, do taxes have any effect on these checks?
Okay. So those come in like different factors. So majority of people are qualified, and single, married couples, but there are some like little stipulations in there as well. So for instance, if you're a college student, which is the biggest thing, most people thought college students are included. College students are not included because either you're not working or you're being claimed by your parent. So your parent who claims you would actually have you as a dependent, and they would actually get the $500 child credit. But most of those goes for 17. It also does qualify for certain level of people who are disabled as well, who are dependents as well. But some of those are still a little rocky about who's going to be in that, who's not going to be in that. But for the most part, most people will qualify. Now,
there's a lot of college students who wish they didn't say those things to their mom or dad right now. Who are holding on to their money.
Yes,
college students, start writing your apology emails now.
Right now, like, you pissed off mom during Thanksgiving, and now it's biting you in the ass.
Shouldn't have said that, should you?
It definitely doesn't.
Yeah, so Lauren, you didn't need to say that to mom. And now she's holding on to your $500.
Exactly. Well, there's different ranges from going, obviously, from what tax brackets, your gross. So typically, if you're single and you're making under 75, you definitely would qualify for the $1,200. Now, most people are different. Is it getting taxed? It's not taxed. Yeah. All right, Mom. It's not taxed. It's not taxed, but It is, so they haven't really said what it fully is, if it's going to be a gift or if it's going to be a loan. And meaning that it might be a loan
Big
that you
deal.
pay later on in the tax season, where when you're filing for future taxes, that you'll pay it back within what you're filing as your tax money. So that's the only up in the air thing. Also, if you owe child support, you automatically do not qualify for this stimulus check.
That is good to know. How would you say things would be if you were someone who was guessing whether it's a loan or a gift? How do you think that this would probably play out?
Well, the thing about it, I think it's going to be mostly regulated through our state. So our state kind of gets the call of what it goes and how
Okay.
it's distributed. But if you do owe, say for instance, you owe taxes, they will not garnish it from that. If you do have liens or you owe student loans for other people, those things will also not be put in there.
This break is brought to you by TurboTax. Be honest, you don't know how to do any of this shit. So use TurboTax.
Okay, and that was one of our sponsors. Thank you for taking the time to watch all of our sponsors. That's how we keep the show moving along. So we have answered 2 questions so far when it comes to COVID-19 stimulus bill. We kind of explained what it was, as well as you explained who'd be able to get the check, who wouldn't. The average person was going to be able to get it. College students will be exempt from it, but the money will be going to their parents. So make sure you say nice things to mom and dad next time you're on the phone with them. And one stipulant that has come up is people who owe child support, men and women who owe money to their former spouse. They will not be able to get this check.
No, they will not. They automatically disqualify. But if you do have tax liens, student loan garnishments, or any of those weird stuff, those are actually being waived and those will not include it. And you definitely will not, you get the whole 1,200.
Okay.
It won't get taxed. There is no taxes in it. But like I said, depending on how things goes, we're figuring out whether it's a loan or is it a gift given from our wonderful federal government.
One of the biggest questions in this whole situation, so it is $1,200. One of the biggest questions that people are asking is, how are we going to be able to get this payment? Is it going right into bank accounts? That doesn't seem reasonable. Is it a check that's coming in the mail? Is Donald Trump going to Venmo me individually?
Cash App.
Yeah, is he on Cash App? So I guess, how is this check coming to us, and what's the timeline? When is it coming?
So the check is going to be, majority of it is going to be direct deposit. So they're basing it off of wherever information you have registered through the IRS, whether it be from your 2019 and 2018 filing, because some people haven't filed for 2019. So they extended the tax filing for your taxes till July 15th. So if you haven't filed, I would suggest you file as soon as possible.
July 15th.
Well, it was originally, the most of the time it's April 15th, but they extended it because of these circumstances. But now it will go to whatever IRS information. Now, if you don't file taxes and you claim like Social Security or something, or disability, they will use those federal or city, state things to put your money into your account. So whatever direct deposit information they have, that's where it's going, because currently right now, because of the separation that we're supposed to be having with people, actually cutting people actual individual checks are not realistic right now.
Not a good idea.
No.
And the cash check in place around my block doesn't want me to come by anymore. So that seems, even before all this, they said, we don't want you around.
Exactly. So now with some people who say, if you don't have direct deposit and your check was your check option, it's going to be in the mail in a check, and it could take up to 4 months to get to you.
4 months. I understand that banks are bad, but try to get one. It'll make things go by so much quicker.
Exactly.
Credit unions are a great alternative to
Yes.
banks if you don't like the big banks. Definitely get a credit union, and it can be sent there. It could be just done much, much, much quicker.
Well, they're going to base it off of your filing. So whatever's already in there, it's kind of locked in. So right now, there's no other option. You can try to reach the IRS, but again, they have limited people there currently. So it's going to be kind of hard to get somebody on the phone.
I can't imagine a phone call to the IRS is a delightful thing to do.
First of all, I dealt with the IRS for like 6 months for one tax lien. And I said 6 months. So it was a lot of call waiting, on hold mess. But in addition, when these things go, they're going to go direct deposit to your account, and there's going to be a notice that's going to send out. Now, if you're not sure what account, say you closed an account and you're not sure where it went, it will send you a notice of where exactly the money went. So then you'll contact the IRS and then kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah. And the final question is one of the biggest questions. I am a stand-up comic, but luckily I work for Brick TV and have a job right now, but not everybody has a job. A lot of people have since this had to file unemployment, or they've gone on unemployment, or they were unemployed before, or in kind of a place of limbo. What would you recommend to people right now who are out of work, and what does this stimulus plan mean for them?
Well, one part is that file, obviously, for unemployment. They actually have an option on there. Are you filing because are you being affected by the coronavirus? One of the things you should...
We will put a link in the bottom of where you can go to.
Yes. Depending on what state is depending how the unemployment charge, but most of them are saying the standard thing. You can have your information. I would suggest you have certain things with you before filing, because of these systems, everyone going on there, they're crashing. And if you do get the opportunity to get in, you should just have everything with you. So obviously you would want to get direct deposit. They have an option for a debit card that you can like load up. But again, think about it, mailing that to you right now is like,
yeah, it's tough.
Ugh. So that's an option. So you would have your direct deposit form, you would have your driver's license or state ID with you, you sign up with your email, and then if you happen to have your job's W-2 or the previous year of who you're filing unemployment, that's good to have, because sometimes they ask for the EIN number, and you just want to make this process as smooth as possible for yourself. So I would definitely do that. And I know there's a couple of tax professionals that are still doing stuff virtually, so I would also speak to them in that fact as well. But also in applying with unemployment, for the people who are self-employed might actually be qualifying in certain states to file unemployment. If you are a freelancer, small business owner, self-employed, they're starting to open it up, and they actually waive the 7-day period, or a comedian. They waive the 7-day filing fee as well. So take your chances and take your luck if you're doing it. Most people who are self-employed don't actually take on paying taxes for unemployment, but this is also a good time to look into, hey, maybe in the future I might want to pay unemployment tax in case something happens like this, I can file for unemployment.
Yeah.
So that's just...
So well, what I'm hearing from this is a couple things, and because I'm a person who needs to do things in the list, you correct me when I'm wrong. What I'm hearing from this, and this is the big one when it comes to unemployment and kind of what people should do who are out of work right now, I'm hearing have everything ready before you go online, again, to the link below. have everything ready before you go and try to file for unemployment online, including, if you do have it, a W-2 from your former work. That'll help move things along. Try to sign up during non-rush hour times.
Yes.
Obviously, middle of the day is when it's going to be the most busy. Kind of think of the times that you call places. Try to do it when it's not busy. Have everything ready. And if you are a small business owner, see what you are able to get from this, because obviously you are kind of not unemployed, but out of work right now also, and see what you'll be able to do while we're all waiting for that $1,200 stimulus package. Is everything I said correct?
Yeah, most of it is correct. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, if you are self-employed, they are giving some of the options for self-employed people to get unemployment, but obviously it's good to have as much of your information on hand, because once you get it through, it's like a dash to the finish line and just trying to get it through, because this system has been crashing. And I recently had to file unemployment for my mother, and it took me about 4 days to finally get it through as a confirmation. And there's usually a confirmation page at the end, and then telling you your filing date. So I would save that. If you don't have a printer, just save it on your desktop, so that way you have a reference for something in case you ever have to call. You can do it over the phone, but again, the lines are super busy, so it's very hard to just get someone on the phone. And again, even if you're getting someone on the phone, I would suggest you just already have stuff already laid out, so that way you're not missing anything. Make sure you have good cell reception. And
yeah, these are overworked, understaffed people. Please, definitely talk to them in the nicest way you possibly can.
Nicest.
Because, I mean, let's be honest. You guys need this check. Some of you at home have ran out of weed a couple days ago. So
and going insane.
You can only scrape the bowl so many times, okay? I'm not saying from experience. I'm just saying that I've heard many things from those who do. Queen, Your Highness Mixxy, thank you so much for taking the time and giving kind of some very important pointers to people who are trying to figure out their way when it comes to money and economics right now. We are going to do a open forum in a couple days. We'll keep you guys posted on those to have the Queen answer any questions that you guys have. I will be sitting there saying off-color jokes, because I know nothing about economics, but I do know a lot about jokes that probably shouldn't be said at certain times.
Definitely.
So that's kind of my expert. That's my economic growth package. But thank you again. Where can the people follow you if they want to follow everything you do?
Follow me at Queen Mixxy, QUEENMIXX, not triple X, because we're not in that kind of.
We're not there. You're not doing cam girl stuff yet. I got you.
We're not there. But that's where everyone can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and there's going to be some links that I provide people in locating. There's actually like stimulus calculators to kind of give you an idea of what you're going to get. There's also links of letting you know what is the percentage going out and what tax table bracket you fall under, so that'll all help you out and make it in the simplest form, because a lot of this is like finance jargon that most people don't know about.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much for being someone who is kind of in a way a new generation Robin Hood, kind of someone who cares very much about those who don't know how these things handle, like myself. And
people are just nervous. Finance was always a problem beforehand, and now I think finance is going to be a stressor, and I think it's stressing people, marriages, relationships, everything that people normally don't. So I'm just trying to give like an easy way of people feeling comfortable and figuring out ways to get relief. So the next episode is like just tricks and things that you can do to help keep your money, adjust payments, find a job in this economy because there's places that are still hiring.
Yeah.
So, and there's still ways to make money.
Yeah. Well, you are Queen Mixxy to the internet, but you are Saint Mixxy, I'm sure, to a lot of people who you're helping out right now. Thank you so much for being on our first 2-part episode show. And we will keep you guys all posted on the open forum episode that we're going to be doing. But as of now, thank you so much, Queen Mixxy, for being on the show and giving us very much needed information that we have right now. Okay.
Anytime.
As I say in every episode, this will not be forever, but it just feels that way. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will talk to you next time.
Big thanks to Queen Mixxy for explaining a lot of these complicated things to us. Stay tuned for the open forum that we're going to have where you guys can live ask questions and get answers to the things that you need to know desperately right now. And stay tuned for that episode and all the episodes we have going on with Convos over COVID.